Shield yourself. 7 Machiavellian secrets to avoid betrayal. Welcome to Live Stoic, Live Strong. What if the one person you trusted most was hiding a knife behind their smile? Have you ever felt the icy sting of betrayal? That moment when the ground beneath you crumbles and you're left wondering, how did I not see it coming? What if you could turn back time, spot the signs, and shield your heart before the blade ever struck? Buckle up, because today, we're diving into a journey that will open your eyes, arm your soul, and transform the way you navigate the world through the timeless wisdom of Niccolò Machiavelli. Picture this: a world where trust is a gamble, where every handshake hides a motive, every kind word a potential mask. That gut-wrenching moment when someone you believed in shatters your faith. It's not just the act that hurts. It's the dawning realization that you missed the clues, that you were blind to the whispers of truth. We've all been there, haven't we? Those moments when broken trust leaves us questioning, could I have done something differently? Could I have protected myself? Now, imagine holding a map. A guide to steer through the stormy seas of relationships, power, and human nature. That's what Machiavelli, history's most misunderstood genius, offers us. His teachings aren't about cold-hearted schemes or ruthless games. No, they're about survival. They're about waking up to the world around you, seeing people for who they truly are, and guarding your peace without losing your authenticity. Machiavelli's principles are like a lantern in the fog, illuminating the path to a life where you're not just reacting but thriving with clarity and strength. These aren't dusty theories locked in the pages of history. They're living, breathing tools, sharp, practical, and ready to empower you. How do you spot the subtle signals others send? How do you peel back the layers of their words to uncover their true intentions? It's simpler than you think, yet oh so powerful. It's about tuning into the quiet cues, the flicker in their eyes, the pause in their voice, the ambition they try to hide. Machiavelli teaches us when to trust, when to step forward, and when to pull back, all while staying true to who you are. You don't have to live in fear of betrayal. You don't have to brace for the next heartbreak. With Machiavelli's wisdom, you can build a fortress of resilience, a life where trust, strength, and self-awareness are yours to command. Today, we're embarking on a journey to uncover his 7 key principles, tools to help you sidestep the traps of deception and walk through life with unshakable confidence. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's explore how these ideas can reshape your world. Let's start with the first principle. Know the enemy. There's an ancient saying, the greatest victory is over yourself. But what if the real challenge isn't just within you? What if it's the people around you? The ones you laugh with, confide in, trust, who hold the power to shift your destiny in ways you never saw coming. Machiavelli's first lesson cuts like a blade. Know the enemy. But here's the twist that stops you cold. The enemy isn't always a stranger, lurking in the shadows. Sometimes, it's the person sitting across from you at dinner, the friend who knows your secrets, the colleague who smiles a little too brightly. Betrayal doesn't always announce itself with a villain's laugh. More often, it slips in quietly, wearing the face of someone you never doubted. Pause for a moment and think. How well do you really know the people in your life? Not just their favorite coffee order or the stories they tell, but the deeper currents running beneath. What fuels their ambitions? What fears keep them up at night? What desires simmer behind their polished masks? The truth is, we all wear masks. Yes, even you and me. We show the world what's safe, what's expected. But beneath the surface lie vulnerabilities, motives, and dreams that can change everything in an instant. Machiavelli's genius lies in teaching us to see through those masks, not to become paranoid, but to become wise. to observe, to listen, to understand the hidden forces that drive the people around us. Because when you know their fears, their desires, their insecurities, you hold the key to protecting yourself. You're no longer a pawn in their game, but a player in your own. As we wrap up this first step, let's carry this spark of curiosity forward. What happens when you apply this lens to your life? How do you start spotting the signs and building that inner strength? On the next page, we'll dive deeper into Machiavelli's second principle, where the real work of safeguarding your world begins. Stay with me. This is just the beginning of unlocking a life of clarity and control. Last time, we uncovered Machiavelli's first principle. Know the enemy, the art of seeing through the masks people wear to protect your heart from betrayal. Now let's take that wisdom deeper, peeling back the layers of human nature to arm you with the clarity to navigate life's toughest relationships. Here's a truth that stings like a cold wind. Not everyone in your circle is rooting for you. Some flash warm smiles, their words dripping with honey, but behind closed doors, their intentions twist into something darker. This isn't about slipping into paranoia or locking your heart away. It's about waking up. It's about seeing people not as you wish them to be, but as they truly are. Flaws, motives, and all. Machiavelli didn't urge you to shun trust altogether. Instead, he handed you a lens to study the souls around you, to understand their nature before you let them in. Imagine standing at a crossroads, the fog of trust clouding your view. How do you choose who to walk with? The answer lies in shedding those rose-colored glasses we all wear. Step back, breathe, and observe. Don't just listen to what people say, watch what they do. How do they move when they think no one's watching? Do their actions hum with self-interest? Or do they carry the quiet weight of genuine care? Notice the patterns woven into their behavior, the small telling threads that reveal who they are when the spotlight's off. Are they lifting you up or subtly pulling you down? This isn't about hardening your heart or turning cynical. It's about gifting yourself the power of knowledge. The more you understand the people around you, their dreams, their fears, their hidden agendas, the stronger your shield against those who might dim your light. Machiavelli's wisdom isn't about building walls to keep everyone out. It's about choosing who deserves a seat at your table, knowing that trust isn't a gift to be given lightly. It's a treasure to be earned. Pause for a moment. Have you ever felt that quiet nudge in your gut? A warning you ignored because you couldn't bear to believe someone you cared for could wound you? Or maybe you brushed off a strange vibe, only to look back later with regret, wishing you'd listened? You're not alone. We've all danced with those moments of doubt, those fleeting red flags we swept under the rug. But here's the beauty of Machiavelli's teaching. By tuning in, by truly seeing the people in your life, you reclaim the power to sidestep that pain. You grant yourself the peace of knowing your choices are rooted in clarity, not blind hope. Picture how it would feel to move through life with that kind of confidence, knowing you've glimpsed the truth behind the faces around you. Not just their surface smiles, but the deeper currents of their hearts. When you understand someone's core, setting boundaries becomes second nature. Protecting your peace feels effortless. Trusting becomes wiser, not reckless. Yes, this path demands courage. You'll face moments where the truth cuts deep, where you realize someone isn't who you thought. But that truth? It's your greatest ally. It's the foundation of your strength. So, here's your challenge today. Start seeing the people around you with fresh eyes. Don't just hear their words. Listen to the silences between them. Don't just watch their actions. Study the motives driving them. Let your instincts be your guide, whispering truths your heart already knows. When you understand people at their deepest level, you're no longer at the mercy of their choices. You're empowered to shape your own path, to safeguard your future, and to live with a peace that nothing can shake. As we close this chapter, hold tight to this spark of awareness. What happens when you take this clarity and turn it into action? How do you build a life where trust is a strength, not a risk? On the next page, we'll dive into Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to wield this wisdom like a master, crafting a world where you're always one step ahead. Stay with me. The journey's just getting started. We've just uncovered the art of seeing people for who they truly are, arming ourselves with awareness to shield against betrayal. Now, let's step into the heart of connection and explore a force that can either lift you to new heights or leave you vulnerable: the power of trust. Imagine trust as a delicate thread, fragile yet capable of weaving the strongest bonds in your life. It's the heartbeat of every meaningful relationship, whether in business, friendship, or love. But here's the catch. Trust is a treasure, one of the most precious gifts you'll ever offer, and it's far too valuable to scatter carelessly. Hand it out without discernment, and you risk a wound that cuts deep. So how do you decide who's worthy of holding this piece of your soul? Machiavelli's wisdom lights the way. Choose your alliances wisely. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast forest, each path leading to a different person, a different bond. Some paths gleam with promise, others hide thorns beneath their beauty. Trust isn't something you give because someone flashed a kind smile or offered a fleeting favor. It's not born from obligation or a moment's charm. No, trust must be earned, forged in the fire of consistent actions, proven by those who cherish it as fiercely as you do. In a world swirling with hidden motives and veiled agendas, guarding your trust is your greatest defense against the sting of betrayal. Have you ever poured your heart into someone, only to watch them turn away when you needed them most? Maybe you felt the ache of a friend's whispered gossip, or the betrayal of a confidant who twisted your vulnerabilities into a weapon. It hurts, doesn't it? That sinking feeling when trust crumbles. But here's the truth. It's not your fault. You're not naive for believing in others. Trust is a beautiful risk, but it's one that demands wisdom. The key? Look beyond words to the quiet truth of actions. Words are cheap, fleeting as a breeze. Anyone can weave a tale to win your heart. But actions, they're the footprints that reveal someone's soul. Watch how people move when they think no one's looking. Do they stand tall with integrity when there's nothing to gain? Are their choices steady, or do they shift like shadows depending on who's in the room? Trust grows in the soil of consistency, watered by actions that mirror your values over time. Ask yourself, does this person lift you up, or do they leave you drained? Do they meet you halfway, or are you always the one reaching? True alliances aren't one-sided. They're built on a foundation of mutual respect, shared dreams, and a quiet promise to stand together. If you're pouring out your energy and getting nothing in return, it's time to pause. Is this relationship fueling your light or dimming it? Machiavelli's wisdom reminds us, you don't owe anyone a place in your life. You're allowed to be selective, to curate a circle that's small but unshakable. A handful of loyal hearts will always outshine a crowd of fair-weather friends. Don't let the weight of history chain you to relationships that no longer serve you. Longevity doesn't mean loyalty. Sometimes, the bravest act is letting go, walking away from those who take more than they give. Trust is a two-way street, and you deserve connections that empower you, that make your world brighter, stronger, safer. The real power of trust lies in its ability to transform your life when given wisely, to create bonds that weather storms and lift you toward your dreams. So here's your invitation today. Start choosing your alliances with intention. Study the actions, not the promises. Seek those who match your values, who show up when it matters, who prove they're worthy of your trust. It's not about closing your heart, it's about opening it to the right people. As you step into this clarity, imagine the freedom of knowing your circle is built on truth. But what happens when you master this art of trust? How do you take these alliances and turn them into a force for growth and strength? On the next page, we'll dive into Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to wield trust like a master, crafting a life where every connection is a step toward greatness. Stay with me. This journey is only getting richer. We've just explored the transformative power of trust, how choosing your allies wisely builds a circle that uplifts and protects you. Now let's dive into the sacred art of creating space, a subtle yet powerful tool to safeguard your peace and strengthen your soul. When trust is placed in the right hands, it becomes more than a bond. It transforms into a shield, a foundation for relationships that endure life's storms. True allies don't just stand beside you, they lift you when you stumble, cheer you through your doubts, and guard your trust as fiercely as you guard theirs. They're the ones who never twist your openness into a weapon, who cherish your heart with the same care you offer them. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a life surrounded only by such people, souls who value you, who radiate respect, who anchor you in loyalty. Can you feel the peace that comes with knowing your circle is unbreakable? That betrayal has no place among those you've chosen. This vision isn't a dream, it's a reality you can build. But it starts with intention. Trust is a gift, delicate and powerful. And it's your responsibility to protect it with discernment. Look at your life. Who has truly earned their place? Who shows up with actions that match their words, with hearts that align with your values? Be fearless in letting go of those who drain you, who take without giving, who dim your light. Releasing these ties isn't loss, it's liberation. It's clearing space for connections that empower you, that make your world richer and stronger. Every choice you make about who to trust shapes your future. Don't let obligation or familiarity chain you to relationships that no longer serve you. Your power lies not in trusting blindly, but in choosing allies with wisdom, like a gardener tending only to the flowers that bloom. When you surround yourself with people who are as invested in your growth as you are in theirs, something magical happens. The fear of betrayal fades. In its place rises a quiet confidence, a certainty that your circle is a fortress of mutual care and strength. Trust, when wielded wisely, becomes your superpower, a force that protects what matters most and fuels your journey forward. Now let's shift to Machiavelli's next lesson: strength in distance, the art of keeping a safe space. We often hear that closeness breeds connection, but there's a hidden power in stepping back, in carving out room to breathe. Distance isn't about pushing people away or shutting the world out. It's about creating a sanctuary for your peace, a space where your integrity can stand tall, untouched by the chaos of others. Think of it like retreating to a quiet hilltop, where the noise of the world fades, and you can hear your own heart again. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, drowning in the voices of others, friends, colleagues, or even the pressures of life itself? In those moments, what if the answer wasn't to lean in, but to step back? Distance is a form of self-care, a gentle act of reclaiming your clarity. It's not isolation, it's wisdom. It's knowing when to pause, to reflect, to let your thoughts untangle without the weight of external noise. When you give yourself this space, you reconnect with your own truth. You rediscover the quiet strength that lives within you, unswayed by the storms around you. This art of distance is about balance. It's about recognizing when the world's demands are too loud, when the energy of others threatens to pull you off course. By stepping back, you create room to listen to yourself, to your instincts, to the dreams you hold dear. It's like clearing the fog from a mirror, revealing your reflection with startling clarity. In this space, you grow stronger, more centered, ready to return to the world on your terms. As we close this chapter, hold this idea close. Distance is power, a tool to protect your peace and sharpen your focus. But how do you wield it without losing connection? What happens when you master this balance and turn it into a way of life? On the next page, we'll explore Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to navigate relationships with even greater finesse, building a world where your strength and serenity reign supreme. Stay with me. This journey is only deepening. We've just discovered the power of distance, creating a sacred space to protect your peace and reclaim your strength. Now, let's explore how this space transforms you into the master of your own thoughts, emotions, and choices, allowing you to move through the world with unshakable clarity. Thank you for staying with Live Stoic, Live Strong. It means you're seeking more than words. We're here for that journey with you. Imagine stepping into a quiet sanctuary, a place where the world's chaos fades, and you stand alone with your thoughts, your dreams, your truth. In this space, you become the architect of your inner world, no longer swayed by the storms of others' expectations or the relentless noise of life. The beauty of this distance? It's yours to claim, no permission required. You hold the power to decide how much of your heart, your energy, your spirit you share with the world. This isn't about shutting others out. It's about choosing when and how to engage with a strength that radiates from within. Have you ever felt the weight of being on all the time? The pressure to respond, to connect, to pour yourself into every moment. It can feel like you're slipping away, losing the essence of who you are. But what if the secret to staying true to yourself lies in a simple, powerful act? Saying no or not now. What if peace blooms in the moments you carve out for yourself, when you retreat into the quiet of your own soul? Distance isn't a sign of apathy. It's a declaration that you value your well-being enough to protect it, like a gardener shielding a fragile bloom from a storm. In relationships, whether personal or professional, keeping this safe space doesn't mean you care less. It means you care enough about yourself to show up fully when you choose to. By stepping back, you give yourself the gift of presence, returning to the world as a better, brighter version of yourself. You become more intentional, more aware of your boundaries, more attuned to what truly matters. This act of self-care doesn't weaken your connections. It strengthens them. When you return from your retreat, you bring clarity, purpose, and a heart ready to give to those who deserve it most. Picture yourself standing on a hilltop, the world spread out below. From this distance, the fog of daily life clears, and you see everything with new eyes. Your relationships, your challenges, your growth. You notice where you're thriving, where you're stuck, where you need to let go. This perspective is a gift, one that only distance can offer. It's like stepping back from a painting to see the full masterpiece, not just the brushstrokes. With this clarity, you respond to life's demands not with impulse, but with wisdom, grounded in your own truth, unshaken by the pressures around you. But the true power of distance lies in how it teaches you to preserve your energy. In a world that constantly demands more time, more attention, more of you, creating boundaries becomes an act of rebellion. You teach others to respect your space, to honor the sacred ground you've claimed. You grow selective, inviting only those people and moments that align with your heart's purpose. This isn't selfishness, it's strength. It's the art of moving through life with grace, protecting your emotional, mental, and physical well-being so you can shine even brighter. So here's your invitation today. Embrace the power of distance. Step back when the world feels too loud. Create a space where you can listen to your own voice, where you can recharge and rediscover your center. This is how you grow stronger, how you navigate life with confidence and poise. By honoring your need for space, you become a force, present, purposeful, and fully in control of your path. As we leave this sanctuary of distance, let's carry its clarity forward. What happens when you combine this inner strength with the courage to act? How do you turn this wisdom into a life where every choice reflects your power? On the next page, we'll dive into Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to wield your clarity like a master, shaping a world where peace and purpose reign. Stay with me. The journey is only growing richer. We've just embraced the transformative power of distance, learning to carve out a sanctuary for clarity and strength. Now, let's reflect on where you need that space in your life and step into a new art, controlling the image you project to shape your world. Pause for a moment and let this sink in. Where in your life are you craving more room to breathe? Perhaps it's a draining friendship, a suffocating commitment, or a situation that pulls you away from your center. What would happen if you gave yourself permission to step back, to create a space where balance and peace could bloom? This isn't about fleeing from challenges or hiding in fear. It's about claiming the freedom to grow, to reflect, to see your path with crystal clarity. Strength doesn't always lie in staying in the fray. It shines brightest when you know when to retreat, recharge, and return as your truest self. By mastering this art of keeping a safe space, you unlock the power to live authentically, unswayed by the clamor of the world. Distance isn't a barrier. It's a bridge to your inner peace, a way to silence the noise and reconnect with the voice that guides you. When you embrace this, you realize distance isn't something to shy away from. It's a gift to cherish, a tool to anchor you in your truth. With this clarity, you're ready to step into the world with purpose, fully in control of your energy and your path. Now let's turn to Machiavelli's next principle. Appearances matter. Control your image. 9. Picture yourself walking through a crowded room, every eye subtly sizing you up before you've uttered a single word. In a world where perceptions carve reality, the image you project is a silent force, shaping how others treat you, how doors open or close. This isn't about masking who you are or bending to the whims of others. It's about wielding the power of presentation to protect yourself, chase your dreams, and navigate life's twists with confidence. You've heard the old adage, don't judge a book by its cover. But let's be real, people do. Before you speak, before you share your story, your appearance speaks for you. The way you carry yourself, the energy you radiate, the choices you make and how you present, these are signals that echo louder than words. They tell the world who you are, what you value, and how you expect to be treated. Your image isn't just skin deep. It's a reflection of your character, your boundaries, your purpose. Think back to a moment when you felt unstoppable, when confidence surged through you like a river. Maybe you dressed with intention, stood tall, and walked into a room knowing you belonged. That's the power of controlling your image. aligning your outer self with the strength within. Now, recall a time when you felt small, overlooked, or unsteady. Perhaps you didn't feel seen, or maybe you hadn't yet claimed the power of your presence. What if those moments could be transformed by a single choice, to present yourself with purpose? Your appearance is a shield, a way to guard against the judgments or negativity that others might cast. But more than that, it's a love letter to yourself. When you take care in how you show up, whether it's the way you dress, the poise in your step, or the warmth in your gaze, you're declaring to the world and to yourself that you are worthy of respect. You're not a bystander in how others perceive you. You're the artist painting your own narrative, crafting a story that opens hearts and opportunities. This isn't about chasing perfection or conforming to someone else's mold. It's about authenticity, letting your image reflect the truth of who you are and what you stand for. When you control your image, you control the signals you send, shaping perceptions before others have a chance to define you. It's like stepping onto a stage, knowing the spotlight is yours to command. As we close this chapter, hold tight to the power of your presence. How can you harness this art of appearance to amplify your strength? What happens when you combine this with the wisdom of distance and trust? On the next page, we'll dive into Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to weave these tools into a life of unshakable confidence and purpose. Stay with me. The journey is only growing bolder. We've just unlocked the art of controlling your image, crafting a presence that reflects your inner strength and commands respect. Now, let's dive deeper into how this intentional presentation becomes a shield, a statement, and a celebration of your worth, empowering you to live life on your terms. Picture yourself stepping into a room, shoulders back, head held high, your presence a quiet but undeniable force. You're not just seen, you're felt. This is what it means to assert your right to move through life with dignity, confidence, and clarity. Your image isn't merely a mirror of how others perceive you. It's a radiant reflection of how you see yourself. Think about those moments when you've taken care to present yourself with intention. Perhaps you dressed with purpose or carried yourself with poise. It's not just about looking good, is it? It's about the fire it ignites within, a surge of confidence that reminds you of your own value. When you feel good about how you show up, it's like donning armor woven from self-respect. This isn't about chasing applause from others. It's about honoring the person you are inside. Controlling your image doesn't mean squeezing into someone else's mold or performing for an audience. It's about aligning your outer self with your inner truth, showing the world the best version of *you. It's about consistency, letting your actions, your words, your very presence sing in harmony with the image you choose to project. When these pieces align, you become unstoppable, a force that no one can ignore. Your image extends far beyond the surface. It's the energy you carry, the way you stand tall even in a storm, the clarity in your voice when you speak your truth. It's the deliberate grace in your actions, each one saying, "I am not to be underestimated." This presence doesn't demand respect through force. It earns it through authenticity. When you walk with purpose, when you speak with conviction, you tell the world you know your worth. And that's a power no one can take away. But here's the beauty of this art. Your image isn't carved in stone. It grows with you, evolving as you do. Each chapter of your life, every lesson, every triumph, can be marked by a new way of presenting yourself, one that reflects who you're becoming. You're not bound to a single version of yourself. You're free to transform, to redefine, to step into new layers of your power. Imagine that freedom, the ability to shape how the world sees you, to craft an impression that opens doors and silences doubts. Take a moment to reflect. How do you want to be seen? What parts of yourself have you held back, waiting for the right moment to shine? What energy do you want to carry into the world? These questions aren't about pleasing others. They're about claiming your truth. Controlling your image is an act of self-love, a declaration that you deserve respect, not just from the world, but from yourself. It's about stepping into every room, every moment, with the quiet assurance that you are enough. This intentional presence is your shield against betrayal, against those who might try to undermine you. When you project strength, clarity, and confidence, you set boundaries that even the most cunning cannot cross. You create a life lived on your terms, where no one can dim your light or take advantage of your trust. Your image becomes a testament to your worth, a beacon that says, "I know who I am, and I will not be treated as less." Now, as we hold this power of presence, let's look ahead. How do you take this strength and pair it with a mindset that makes you untouchable? What happens when you learn to rise above the noise of others' opinions? On the next page, we'll explore Machiavelli's fifth principle, the virtue of indifference, where you'll discover how to protect your peace and wield your power with unshakable calm. Stay with me. This journey is about to soar to new heights. We've just embraced the art of controlling your image, crafting a presence that radiates your worth and shields you from betrayal. Now, let's step into a new realm of power, the Stoic virtue of indifference, where you learn to master your emotions and rise above life's chaos with unshakable calm. Imagine standing in the eye of a storm, winds of emotion swirling around you, anger, joy, fear, sadness, each one tugging at your heart, urging you to act. These feelings are powerful, aren't they? They surge like waves, threatening to pull you under, to shape your choices in ways that might not serve your truest self. But what if you could stand firm, untouched by the tempest? What if you could create a space between your emotions and your actions, choosing a response that anchors you in strength? This is the essence of Machiavelli's fifth principle, the virtue of indifference. You've likely heard the advice, don't let your emotions control you. It sounds simple, but let's be honest. Emotions are fierce. They rise unbidden, swift and unyielding, clouding your judgment like fog over a clear path. Indifference isn't about silencing these feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about reclaiming your power, learning to observe your emotions without letting them steer your ship. It's about creating a quiet space where you, and only you, decide how to move forward. Think back to a moment when emotions took the wheel. Maybe you snapped in anger, words spilling out that you later wished you could take back. Or perhaps fear gripped you, paralyzing your clarity. Or sadness drowned your ability to see the way ahead. In those moments, you weren't in control. Your emotions were. But here's the truth. That's not who you are. You are not a captive to these fleeting tides. You are capable of rising above, of choosing a response that reflects your inner strength, your deepest wisdom. Practicing indifference doesn't mean turning cold or numb to life's highs and lows. It's about choosing response over reaction, grace over impulse. When a slight stings or a setback looms, you pause, you breathe, and you remind yourself, my peace doesn't depend on the world outside, the way others treat you, the challenges that arise. They don't define you. You are not a puppet dancing to the strings of every feeling. You are the master, holding the reins of your heart. This mastery begins with acknowledgement. Feel the anger, notice the fear, honor the sadness. But then, step back. Observe these emotions like clouds passing across a vast sky. Are they worth acting on? Do you want to lash out in frustration or rise with calm and dignity? Do you want to be swept away by anxiety or stand tall, trusting your ability to face any storm? Indifference is a boundary, a line drawn between what you can control and what you cannot. You can't dictate how others behave, but you can decide how their actions ripple through you. This space between feeling and action is where your power lives. It's the quiet strength that lets you move through life unshaken, your inner peace, a fortress no external chaos can breach. When you embrace indifference, you stop letting every jab or obstacle derail your path. Instead, you walk with a steady heart, grounded in the truth that your happiness, your strength, your worth, they come from within. So here's your invitation today. Start practicing this gentle art of indifference. The next time emotion surges, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Choose a response that honors your strength, that keeps you centered. This is how you become the master of your emotions, navigating life with clarity and grace. As we hold this newfound calm, let's look forward. How do you take this mastery and weave it into every corner of your life? What happens when you pair indifference with the wisdom of trust, distance, and presence? On the next page, we'll explore Machiavelli's next principle, where you'll learn to harness these tools to build a life of unshakable purpose and power. Stay with me. The journey is reaching new depths. You've just learned to anchor yourself in the storm of emotions, to stand firm when life's waves crash around you. Now, let's dive deeper into where your true power shines. You can't control the unpredictable tides of life, the sudden losses, the unexpected twists, the moments that catch you off guard. But oh, you can choose how you sail through them. That choice? It's your superpower. It's not about bending the world to your will or wrestling with fate. No, it's about transforming the way you move through the chaos, with grace, with purpose, with unshakable calm. Picture this: a moment in your life when everything felt right, when the noise of the world faded, and you were completely at peace. Maybe it was a quiet morning, with a cup of coffee, the sun spilling through the window, or a time when you faced a challenge and handled it with crystal clear focus. In those moments, your emotions didn't steer the ship, you did. You were present, intentional, grounded. You didn't let the turbulence sweep you away. That, my friend, is the magic of indifference. Not a cold, distant wall, but a warm, steady strength that lets you face the world without being consumed by it. By stepping back from the pull of your emotions, you unlock something profound, a deep well of resilience that hums quietly within you. You become less like a leaf tossed in the wind and more like a tree, rooted and unwavering. You're not reacting impulsively, lashing out or crumbling under pressure. Instead, you're responding with clarity, with intention. Indifference doesn't mean you stop caring or retreat from life. Far from it. It means you engage with the world from a place of inner peace, like a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. You meet life's dramas, the arguments, the setbacks, the noise, with a calm, steady presence that reflects who you truly are, not the fleeting emotions that bubble up in the heat of the moment. So the next time you feel that familiar rush, anger flaring, anxiety creeping, or frustration clawing at you, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, do I need to react right now? Or can I choose something greater? You don't have to be swept away. You have the power to decide your response, to protect your inner peace, no matter what storms rage outside. This is the freedom indifference offers. It's not about being untouchable or aloof. It's about finding the strength to stay true to yourself, to remain the calm in the storm, the steady force that nothing can shake. And as you practice this, you'll notice something beautiful. Life's challenges, once towering and terrifying, start to feel smaller, more manageable. You become the eye of the hurricane, untouched by the chaos swirling around you. But here's where it gets even more exciting. As you master this inner balance, you're ready to step into the next chapter, recognizing opportunity. Life is a tapestry of moments, each one fleeting, each one unique. Some slip by like whispers, unnoticed. Others? They hold the power to change everything, if you can spot them. The art of living isn't just in what you do, but in seeing the doors that open before you. Opportunities don't always arrive with fanfare or a neon sign. Often, they're quiet. A chance conversation, a fleeting idea, a small gesture that could shift your path forever. The question is, will you be ready to see them? Will you have the clarity to know when to act and the wisdom to let the wrong moments pass? That's what we'll explore next. You've just discovered the art of spotting life's hidden doors, those quiet moments that hold the power to change everything. But here's the real question. Are you truly paying attention? Life is a symphony of noise, endless notifications, urgent demands, the chatter of daily routines. It's so easy to get lost in the chaos, to miss the soft whispers of opportunity pointing you toward your true path. But when you pause, when you quiet the storm inside, something magical happens. You start to see the moments that matter, the ones that shimmer with possibility. Take a deep breath and think back on your own journey, the places you've wandered, the faces you've met, the times when everything just clicked. Maybe it was a chance meeting that led to a lifelong friendship, or a split-second decision that set you on a new course. Those weren't accidents, my friend. They weren't just source of luck. They were moments when you, perhaps without even realizing it, saw the right opportunity and seized it with courage. Those fleeting seconds when you acted with clarity and confidence are the ones that carved the path you're walking today. Can you feel the weight of that truth? Opportunity isn't just about perfect timing, it's about the way you see the world. When you approach life with an open heart, with eyes wide and curious, you uncover potential in the most unexpected places. That stranger's passing comment, that spark of an idea, that quiet nudge in your gut, these are the seeds of something greater. The more you hone this awareness, the sharper your vision becomes. You start to notice the opportunities others overlook, like hidden treasures waiting to be claimed. But seeing them isn't enough. The real test comes next. Will you act? Here's where courage steps into the spotlight. It's tempting to wait for the perfect moment, when every star aligns and the path feels safe and certain. But let's be honest, perfection is a myth. Opportunities don't wait for you to feel ready. They demand you take a leap, to step into the unknown with a racing heart and a steady resolve. Sometimes, they'll push you, like a gust of wind that rattles your comfort zone, stirring doubts and fears. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when your true strength shines. You are so much stronger than you know, capable of navigating whatever lies beyond that leap. Every time you embrace these challenges, you prove to yourself that you can handle life's twists and turns. You grow, you evolve, you become the person you're meant to be. And as you carry this courage forward, you'll find yourself ready for what's next, shaping your future with intention. Life isn't just about seizing moments. It's about building something lasting, something true. What kind of legacy will you create? What choices will you make to turn your opportunities into a life that lights you up? That's where we're headed next, You've just learned to spot life's fleeting opportunities and summon the courage to seize them, even when they push you beyond your comfort zone. But what happens when you miss one? There are moments in your life, aren't there, when you look back and see it so clearly, a chance that slipped through your fingers like sand. Maybe it was a job you didn't apply for, a conversation you didn't start, or a risk you didn't take. In that moment of reflection, you realized, if I had acted just a little sooner, everything could have been different. That sting of regret is part of being human. But here's the beautiful truth. Those missed moments aren't failures. They're lessons, guiding you to be sharper, more present, for the next opportunity that knocks. The key is to train yourself, to fine-tune your awareness like a musician tuning a guitar, so the next chance doesn't slip by unnoticed. Life isn't just a string of random moments. It's a journey, a winding path where every step builds towards something greater. Start by recognizing the patterns in your own story, the times when doors opened, the moments when you felt alive and aligned. Those weren't accidents. They were glimpses of what's possible when you're awake to the world around you. And the best part? Opportunities aren't a one-time gift. They're a river, flowing endlessly, each moment carrying the potential to carry you closer to your dreams. The more you practice this art of seeing and seizing, the more your life begins to unfold like a story that feels right, a story that reflects the truest version of you. You already have everything you need to make this happen. Deep within, you carry the strength to step forward when others pause, the insight to know when a moment is yours, and the wisdom to discern which opportunities will truly light your path. It's not about chasing every possibility with reckless abandon. No, it's about choosing the moments that resonate, the ones that whisper, "This is your time." So when the next opportunity appears, maybe as a quiet nudge or a bold challenge, don't wait for perfection. Trust yourself. Feel the potential pulsing in that moment, like a heartbeat. Seize it. Every time you do, you're not just reacting to life, you're shaping it, weaving the threads of your future with intention. The more you embrace this practice, the more natural it becomes, until opportunities stop feeling like rare, fleeting stars. They become the very fabric of the life you're building, a tapestry of moments you've chosen with courage and clarity. And as you step into this way of living, you're ready for what comes next, owning the story of your life. Every challenge, every connection, every choice, they're all stepping stones leading you toward the person you're meant to become. How will you take these lessons and turn them into action? How will you craft a life that feels like it was always meant to be yours? That's where we're headed now. Thank you for your time. If one idea touched you today, come back next time, it may reach deeper. Share this with someone who needs a quiet moment. See you in the next video.